As you can see, this is a bit of a different setting. We're here in the studio in Fortem. This week has honestly been so crazy. Crazy in a way that every now and then, it's just this way. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like not out and about and doing all the fun things and being visually cool. But this week was honestly just behind the desk and making sure that I got everything done that needed to be done before I jet off to New York City. So Max unfortunately had a tough job to make it look really cool this week. Obviously he can make average things look great, but what we thought we'd do is take you on a journey. We've collated a whole bunch of questions that people have asked us over the course of the last couple of weeks, couple of months, whether it be YouTube comments or responses to my stories. And we thought that this episode would be an opportunity to kind of deep dive into some of the answers of those questions. My name's Chad Cohen, founder and managing director of Fortem Media, a creative powerhouse where we look to put brands at the epicenter of culture and creativity. So all things from video, photo production, culturally relevant activations, website design, the creation of new brands, helping brands go from where they are today to where we know they should be tomorrow. We do it all. And me personally, I get the most enjoyment by creating impactful work and doing it with cool people. And when I first started, I said all I wanted to do was create cool shit with cool people. I quickly realized that it needed to be more than just cool shit. And here we are today, building what I hope is one of the most amazing creative powerhouses in the world. First question.
Could you talk more about how you delegate responsibilities and what that process has been like for you?
Delegation. I think honestly for 5 years, it's now been just over 7 years, I found it incredibly hard to delegate. And I think that was a matter of like building trust in the team that we had, understanding capabilities, and really putting a unique team of minds together that I truly believe deliver at an excellence that is much more significant than I can alone. And when you come to realize that you've built something that is far greater than oneself, in which I hope Fortem has, you tend to be able to relinquish control a lot easier. So for me, it's more around like, I know that I'm not good at absolutely everything in this business. In fact, I'm good at very few things. And I hope that those few things I can do really, really well. I think, how do I delegate? I think it's very much just like, what do I know that I should be doing right now to ensure that it delivers the most impact for Fortem? And anything else that is not me driving direct value in terms of what my unique skills are to help foster, develop, and grow this company, I'm now at a stage where I'm happy to hand that over to someone who's a lot better.
Throwing it back right to the start, what was your first hire and why?
My first hire was a videographer, and I just knew that that was what we needed. So I looked at my personal skills and I was like, okay, I feel like I'm good at relationship building and selling, and I could bring on clients that a creative otherwise might not have been able to do themselves. I had somewhat of a grasp of what it would take to build a company from the grassroots position. And so what I didn't have was the ability to execute creatively. So at the beginning, it was more around like, what don't I have and what does the company need for us to define that success at the next level? And so my first hire was a creative, and I think the most influential hire or the hire that I remember the most was when I brought in the first non-creative to assist with some of the things that I know I'm good at, but I knew someone else could be great at as well. Yeah, the first non-creative I hired was what we called a commercial director. So it was someone who helped with our client relationships, our client partnerships, and when I was out selling and bringing on new business, I still had someone in-house to help manage the operations and ensure that the creatives were at the right shoots at the right time and delivering on time, but also working really closely with our clients to understand who they are, what they needed, and how we could assist them throughout the year.
One book,
Yeah.
one film, and one Instagram page that inspired you.
I think one of the most inspirational books I've read, I mean, the very first one was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. That was like forever ago. I read the first version of that, and that kind of changed my life in the way in which I think it was Stephen Covey, yeah. The way I viewed certain things, elements of my life, etc., and the way I guess, adopted certain habits within my life to kind of make shit happen, let's say. But more recently, it was a book actually recommended by Ross McKay, which was Amp It Up. And I think that book has had a massive impact in the momentum and the velocity that's allowed us to grow. One film, honestly, it sounds bad, but I'm not really a big movie guy at all. I watch I kind of check out like Instagram pages and things like that for short form cultural ideas and things that we can implement from like a Fortem lens, but I don't really spend too much time watching movies. And from a Instagram page, I think it's a whole bunch of founders. For me, what inspires me most is people that are doing cool shit and actually doing the thing rather than telling people how to do the thing. And so I think I've been lucky enough to cross paths with some entrepreneurs over the course of the last 2-3 years by doing all the travel that I've done, which has excited me the most. But I get a lot of my inspiration from just day-to-day living, like looking at understanding, listening to people around me, looking at the spaces I'm in, trying new food, testing or challenging myself to do something different today than I did yesterday. A lot of it comes from like this internal desire just to do more and to be more and to try more and experience more. And so I try view every day, every opportunity with open arms, open eyes. And that's where I get most of my inspiration.
How do you define success, and at what point did you consider following a successful business?
I think for me, success on a personal level is showing up every day to do something that you love. I think for Fortem, it would be, at what point did Fortem become fully sustainable, something that was almost like a snowball that picked up momentum. And it was a very, it was a clear moment in time for me where we went from us having to do all the outbound outreach to find brands to be interested in us, to brands reaching out to us based on the amazing work that we do. I think Fortem is successful, but I wouldn't define it as complete success, because then I think I'd rest in my laurels. I think for me, the grind, the journey, the ability to chase success is what's most exciting, and getting to the point at which we will hopefully one day be there will require a lot more than where we are today. But I do think we are a successful company and we have really amazing, successful people. But to truly achieve success, I think that's something I will forever want to aspire to. But one of the things that I need to be better at is like celebrating those successes, those moments where I do achieve the goals. I feel where like a lot of my hunger comes from is almost like it's never enough, in what is a positive way for me, not in like it's never enough. I don't feel happy in terms of what I'm building and what I'm doing, but I think it's always evolving. The most success I've had is when I know that I'm getting close to a goal and I'm already thinking about what the next goal is.
What was your greatest motivation to embrace failure?
I think my greatest motivation to embrace failure, honestly, like I've always believed in the phenomenon, like high risk, high reward, be the man in the arena, like embrace the thing, do the thing. And if you fail, you learn. The best things I've ever achieved in life or enjoyed in life have been moments in which I've experienced the low in order to experience the high, and I've learned from the low to experience the high in the way in which I can truly feel it. So I think where I learned to accept that failure was a part of a journey, a successful journey, I think that was the moment that it all clicked for me, that you can't have everything that you want, or if you dream big, you're not going to get that exact dream without actually a couple of speed bumps, hurdles along the way. And it was really just accepting the fact that that was part of this journey.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned since starting?
What's the biggest lesson I've learned since starting Fortem is honestly, it would just be like entrepreneurship is hard. Like no matter what you say, do, think, like building something that is your own is not easy. But I think what I've learned off the flip side of that is like for someone who's got the slightest urge to build and to develop and to grow, like jump in head first, because the rewards, albeit the challenges are challenging, the rewards are truly amazing. And so I would say entrepreneurship is hard, and if you do good by your people will do good by you. Done. That's a wrap. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week we've got one vlog banked where I go into reflections around New York City and the last 4 years of building connections and making things happen there, and finally being able to go there next week. So we'll wrap up this vlog. Next week will be Q&A and reflections on New York, and then the week after that, we're in New York City. Exciting time. Cool. Thank you, bro.